Hello YouTube world, welcome to my channel, and today is a happy day for me because I am going to make a review of a War Machine action figure from Avengers Infinity War. And I know that you know that this action figure, if you are keep collecting and hunting the series of Avengers Infinity War, you know that this War Machine action figure is one of the most rare action figures, right? So I'm happy that I got the Iron Spider-Man, and I have also the Doctor Strange, and both of that action figures are rare and so hard to find. And last 2 days, I think I was hunting for Drax action figure, and I wasn't able to find it. But I was so happy because I found the War Machine that I haven't seen yet. In every time I went to mall, so I have seen the Gamora action figure, the Drax action figure, but during the time I don't have the money to buy them because my budget is limited. So I try to buy one by one every week, one figure a week. So I was looking for Drax and I found the War Machine action figure, and I'm so happy about it. And War Machine has this machine gun as usual, as we have seen in the previous movies, and probably, yeah, we're going to put that on the upper shoulder of War Machine. And he has this machine gun, big machine gun. I don't know why we haven't seen in the movie that he's holding that kind of weapon, this big weapon. But I think that is an additional weapon in order for the Hasbro to put this one of the Infinity Stones, because I don't know about the agenda, right? You remember that Star-Lord has no two laser guns. They replace it of a big guns also like this one, in order to put the one of the Infinity Stones. So let them be. But somehow this action figure is still good, and I like it, and I like it a lot. So at the back of the packaging, we have here the War Machine action figure, like what I have said lately. This War Machine has this big gun that we haven't seen in the movie. So that's the reason why they gave this War Machine this big weapon in order to put that, right, that time stone. So yeah, we have here Iron Spider with time stone, also with the Drax action figure, and I'm still looking for Drax, and I'm going to buy that action figure next time. And Gamora also, because I don't have Gamora, but I have seen Gamora several times, but I didn't buy Gamora because I prefer other action figures of Infinity War. And we have also here Black Widow with a Power Stone. Okay, so I'm so excited to see this action figure, and I want to see it and to hold it with my own hand out of the packaging. So let's examine it and let's try to see how good this action figure is. And we have now the War Machine action figure out of the packaging, and I like this action figure. And yeah, there's so many good things about this action figure that I can appreciate, and I hope you will appreciate too. And despite that the weapon is so big, I like that this War Machine is able to hold the gun, like unlike with the Star-Lord action figures. Sometimes it falls apart, but this War Machine action figure can hold this big gun, and yeah, it stands strong, it stands solid, that it cannot fall apart. So I like it. And so let's take a look this action figure and examine it closely, and let's try to see the sculpt of this action figure. So let me adjust my camera. Okay, so when it comes to the sculpt of this action figure, I think, yeah, this War Machine is really a good looking action figure, right? And I like how they paint this War Machine. I don't know, the color of this paint is, I think it's a mix of blue and black. I don't know, or with a lighter green. So I'm confused about the color of the War Machine, but it really looks good, right? I really love the sculpt and the paint of this action figure overall, and I think when it comes to the paint and the sculpt, I have nothing to complain about, right? So it's really good. I really like it. I have I have nothing to complain about the head sculpt of this action figure, like the Iron Man and the Spider-Man, because they are wearing masks, right? Unlike to the Thor, to the characters who don't wear masks, you will notice the you have to observe the eyes, the nose, and the scope of their faces. But when it comes to these characters who wear masks, you don't have to complain, and to you have no nothing to complain about the faces of these action figures. So, but somehow the scope of the face of the War Machine is actually great. It's good looking. I like how they apply the paint on the face of this War Machine, and this War Machine has two red eyes, and yeah, he has also that great sculpt on the chin. So I like it, and he has also red reactor on his chest, and another light color, red color lights on his torso. So yeah, and when it comes to the scope of the War Machine and his hand, yeah, I think I like it. It's really robotic hand, and you see that his hand has a hole here, right? So that means that the weapon at the back of War Machine will be able to put here. Oh, that's a good thing to know, right? And I like it. And the hand of this War Machine is in grapple position, and I like that underarm, how they made that underarm of War Machine, right? There's something like a gear under it, and I like that. So yeah, and also on the other hand of War Machine, I think it's the same feature, and it's also in grapple hand. So yeah, and this hand also at the back of the forehand of War Machine has also hole like on the other forearm of War Machine, right? So that means that weapon can be replaced from place to place in whatever position you want. You may put it on the right forearm, and you may also put it on the left forearm at the back. So yeah, and when it comes to the scope of the torso of this action figure, I really like it a lot. I like the silver paint here, and the on the belly of the War Machine. It's really nice to see. I really like it. It's great, and the details, right? And under it, it has a, yeah, printed details: China, Hasbro, Marvel 2018, and at the back, these are the details. So we can see here that the so details also here, and even at the back of the knee of this War Machine is also great, and I love that. I think this War Machine is so good compared to the other characters when it comes to the back details, right? Because even the Iron Spider has missing details at the back, but I don't know, perhaps there's also lacks of details at the back of this War Machine, but somehow because perhaps the paint of this action figure is so good, and so the details are so good, and that is why even though there's lacking of some details, this action figure is still so good, right? This action figure is still so good. So yeah, and this War Machine, just this War Machine has the machine gun at the back of it. Uh, so yeah, my camera is struggling to focus this object. That's it. So even the scope of the machine gun of War Machine is, I think, it really good. It's great also, like this one, right? There's so much lines on the edge of this weapon that I can really appreciate. See that? And this weapon has a peg here, and yeah, like as we have seen in the previous videos, that whenever there's a weapon, there's always a peg where to put it on the part of the character. So this machine gun can be put on the at the back of War Machine. You can put it at the back, so right. So wow, it's a really good looking machine gun, and it's really nice to see the War Machine action figure. It really looks great, right? I like it. And you can also take it off and put it on the left hand at the back of the forehand of War Machine. You can also put it here like this one, right? And I like it a lot. And you can also do this or do that. Yeah, you can actually rotate it, and if you want, you can also take it off again and put it on the other forearm also, like this one, and it's really good, right? I like that. I like that they made this machine gun replaceable from one area to another, from the right arm to the left arm, and at the back. And wait, I have seen a hole here. See that? Wow, that means you can put this machine gun, right? That's what I mean. And as I said lately, that you can put this machine gun on the right upper shoulder of War Machine, and I really like it a lot. Now it is also now one of my favorites action figures in the series of Infinity War. It's really great and a good looking action figure, from the sculpt to the paint and to the accessories like that machine gun. It's really good to me, and I love it. Now, by way of articulation, this War Machine can rotate the head 360 like that, and it can also like the other action figures, they cannot look up, they cannot look down, just they can only bang in their head, just that. So yeah, and just head pivot, and it can also rotate both hands 360, and it can open both hands sideward or outward that much, and like that. And this War Machine can also bend his hand just that far, because it is not double jointed elbow like the other figures. And you can also bend this the elbow of War Machine on the other hand, and there's no articulation on the rest, but somehow both elbows of War Machine can be rotated like this, and the same with the other action figures of Infinity War. Now there's no articulation on the chest, no articulation on the waist, no articulation on the knee, no articulation on the foot, but it can kick. Yeah, I think of all the action figure of Infinity War series, um, one thing is negative about this War Machine is that it is the most limited when it comes to kicking, right? So it can only kick that far, and like with this one, it can only kick this far also, and so no remaining articulation. And as I said lately, this War Machine has this time stone. No, it's space stone. Yeah, it's actually space stone from Luki. So let's make this action figure pose. Put the let's put the machine gun at the back of it, and let make this hold the gun. So if you want to hold this gun by this War Machine, you want to put it on his hand like this, and fold it or bend it like this, and hold the other hand to reach out for the handle of the weapon, and make it hold like this one, and that's it. Now War Machine is holding the weapon, right? And this the space stone should be put here on the top of the weapon like this. Okay, so we have now a War Machine action figure, and this is the Iron Man Mark 50. So they are about the same tall, right? Or yeah, I think Iron Man is more taller than War Machine, right? Yeah, I think Iron Man is more taller than War Machine. So what can you say about this War Machine action figure? And if you like this video, just hit like, and don't forget to subscribe. So thank you for watching my video.